friends, and welcome back to my channel. I am so happy you're here. Today we're gonna pick my May TBR. I posted a poll on my Instagram story for you to vote how I should pick my TBR, and the TBR prompt jar won. So we're gonna do it with my TBR jar again. I'm not really sure where to put my camera so you can actually see my TBR, but we're just gonna work with it. I'm not really sure what to do with my April TBR because, to be honest, I've read like one book out of my TBR. So I have a lot of my April TBR left. I think I'm just gonna ignore that and just choose new ones because I'm excited for all of the books I have on my TBR, so I don't really care which order I'm reading them in. So I think I'm gonna pick 5 prompts this time. I'm planning on getting back into reading a lot more soon, so hopefully this time that's realistic. Let's choose my first prompt. The first prompt is a book published in 2020. I have no idea what book was published in 2020. So I do have my TBR card, and I also have a stack of books down here. So we can work with all of those. Maybe Daughter of the Pirate King? No, this was published in 2018. I feel like most of my books are pretty new or have been published pretty recently. I feel like I'm gonna go through all of my books now because I have no idea which book was published in 2020. I have actually found a book, Legendborn by Tracy Deonn, was published in 2020. So I'm gonna go with this one. I've had this on my TBR for quite a while. Why is the font in this so tiny? Maybe I have to check if it's available on Libby or something like that, because I'm gonna get frustrated reading a book with a font that tiny. So Legendborn is a YA contemporary fantasy, and it follows 16-year-old Bree Matthews, whose mother just died in an accident, and Bree joins this residential program for bright high schoolers. And on her first night on campus, she witnesses a magical attack, and yeah, that's pretty much all I know about the book. But it definitely sounds very interesting, and I haven't read a book set in a school in a long time, so I'm very excited to read about it. And I've just heard a lot of great things over the past few years about this book, so I'm excited to get into this. Then let's pick our second prompt. The second prompt is a book from my Goodreads TBR. That is gonna be pretty easy because my Goodreads TBR has almost 400 books on it. So I will definitely have some options. I could do Fight Fire by Hannah Grace. I could also do Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow, but I think that's a very sad book, so I think I'm not in the mood for that right now. Maybe I'm gonna go with Wicked Little Deeds by Kat Alice. I haven't heard anyone talking about this one. I think I bought this on sale. Yeah, I bought this on sale. But it's a thriller, and it says Riverdale meets The Haunting of Hill House. I don't really know what this book is about, so I'm just gonna read you the synopsis. It says, Ava Thorne has always thought of the legends of her hometown Burden Falls as just that, legends. But ever since the horrific accident she witnessed a year ago, she can't stop having nightmares, and the town's creepy stories are starting to feel more like fact than fiction. Then her school nemesis is brutally murdered, and Ava finds herself the primary suspect. Why do all of Burden Falls' tragedies seem to lead back to her family, and who is the nightmarish figure haunting her steps? Whatever secrets Burden Falls is hiding, there's a killer on the loose, and they're coming for the Thorns. So it's a murder mystery thriller kind of book, and it sounds pretty good. it's also pretty short. It has just under 400 pages. So hopefully this is going to be a quick read. Then for the third prompt, a book by an author I've never read before. There are a few. I think I'm gonna go with this one. This is Zeilenflüstern by Kira Kroh. That just sounds random when I say German stuff in an English video. But I'm actually going to go to a reading, is that what it's called, by this author in May, I think, or June. And I definitely want to read the book before going there. And I've never read a book by her. In general, I don't really read a lot of German books, so pretty much any German author is a new to me author. But this has also the prettiest straight edges. And it also has a character card, which is also very pretty. I don't really know what this book is about. So it's about this girl who starts a new job at an agency, and there's this guy who narrates audiobooks, and she really likes to listen to those, and I think they start working together, and it's just about their love story. But that's pretty much everything I know about it. But I do think that sounds pretty cute, and that's also something I haven't read before. So I am excited to pick it up. Then let's choose my fourth prompt. Animals on the cover. I feel like that's such a random prompt. I could do Murder at the Bookstore by Sue Minix because there's a cat on the cover. I could also do Raiders of the Lost Heart by Joe Segura. But I feel like that's a book that I want to keep to read in summer, so I'm not gonna do that one. I also could choose Belladonna because there are birds on the cover. And also Fathom Folk by Eliza Chan. I mean, there are, I don't even know what those are. They kind of look like dragon horses or whatever, but I'm gonna count them as animals. I could also read The School of Good and Evil because there are birds, swans, whatever on the cover. There's also A Horse on A Torch Against the Night by Sabaa Tahir. And there's A Wolf on Bride by Ellie Hazelwood. So I do have a few options. I think I'm gonna go for Bride because I've been wanting to pick that up since it's been out, which has been a couple of weeks or even months now. I'm not really the biggest Ellie Hazelwood fan, but I do have pretty high hopes for this one just because it's a different genre for her. Because my biggest issue with her books is that I at least feel like she just repeats the same story over and over again. So I do kind of hope that because this is a different genre than her usual one, she's gonna do something different with it, hopefully. But this is about Misery Lark, who's the daughter of the most powerful vampire councilman. And I know that this has the marriage of convenience trope. And I have heard that even though this is a fantasy, it doesn't have that many fantasy aspects. It's more like a rom-com. But I'm intrigued to see what I think about it. So I'm gonna go with this one. And then let's choose my last prompt. A book with a pink cover. I could read Happily Never After by Lynn Painter. I could also, I'm not sure if you can even see that, but I could also do Girl in Pieces, Wildfire, Imogen obviously, Ghosts, or Taste of Love. I also have Things We Hide from the Light by Lucy Score. And also Night Shift by Annie Crown. I may go with this one. I don't really know anything about it, but it just looks very cute. This is about a bookworm and a basketball player. So this is a college romance. It's about Kendall and Vincent, and Kendall is a bookworm who works at the university's library, and then she meets Vincent, who's the captain of the basketball team, and yeah, I think it's just about them falling in love like any other romance book. But it's very short. It has just over 300 pages. So I hope that this is just gonna be a quick and easy, cute romance read. I also want to read Crown of Midnight by Sarah J Maas, which is the second book of the Throne of Glass series. I've been reading this series with a friend of mine, and we want to start the next book, so this one, this weekend. So this is also a book that I want to pick up this month. So these are the books I plan on reading in May. We're gonna see how it goes and if I will actually be able to finish my TBR this time. I feel like I have picked out pretty short books, so I am optimistic that I can at least finish some of them, but we're gonna see how it turns out. Definitely let me know in the comments which books you want to read in May. I hope you enjoyed watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!